Hey y'all, it's Casey Hope with Pizzazz Art Studio. We are back for another 10-minute challenge. So today, I'm going to challenge myself to paint this watercolor hydrangea in 10 minutes or less. We like to show you that yes, you can create art in just a little bit of time. Now, if I make the challenge, that means one of you is gonna get a prize. All you gotta do is comment on this video, like it, and make sure you are subscribed, and we will pick a random comment, subscriber, liker, to win a fun little something. So here we go. Let's see if I can do this in 10 minutes or less. All right, so I am starting my timer and here we go. I've got two sizes of brushes. One's a little bit bigger, one's a little bit smaller. I'm gonna go with the big one first. In this area that I know I want the hydrangea, I am going to just put clean water. You might not can see it, but it's just clean water. And I'm not doing it solid. I'm doing these little C and backwards C shapes to put some water on here. Now, there's going to be some areas that do not have water, and that's good. I want that. Once I've got this, I'm going to start laying in color. So I'm gonna go with purple and just kind of doing that C shape. Now I'm going to build this up. You might be thinking, well, that's not very dark. And you're right, I'm starting light and I'm going to build it up. I've got two sets of watercolors here. I've got just regular praying watercolors, and then this is a set from Uli. We sent these to our members a couple of years ago. We every single month inside of our lettering club monthly membership, we send just like fun stuff. Sometimes it's product, sometimes it's book, and this time it was a fun little watercolor. All right, so that's a good kind of first layer. While it's still wet, I'm gonna hop over here to my pranks. This is a fun color. Just woo, look at that. That is like, that's exploding and so cool. So cool. Then I am going to do a little bit of the purple. So cool, so cool. The more water you have, the more of that effect you're gonna get. I'm loving it. Now, I can't do a whole lot more right now because it's so soaking wet. So what I'm going to do is come down to my greenery. So I'm gonna swap to my smaller brush, and I am not gonna touch this. This is so wet, so I'm just gonna be right up under there, close to it, but not touching it. I'll draw my stem. Then for these leaves, I'm going to, like, this will be the middle part of the leaf, and then it's going to come up into a point, but it's going to kind of have jagged edge, and then to that point, a jagged edge to that point. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, so I'll kind of have a curve. Going to come up and down, and then both of these came to that point. Now I'm just going to very loosely kind of quickly color in some of this green. I don't want this to be a solid colored in effect. I want this to look loose and free. I want you to have fun doing it. So if you color it in super solid, super perfect, you are going to lose that loose kind of effect. All right, so I've got that light green. I'm going to go ahead and put some of the dark green into there just while it's wet. Same thing here. And now there's some puddles here, so I'm going to take a little bit of my paper towel and I'm just going to dab up just a bit because I'm about to do the heat gun to this, or a blow dryer, but I definitely wouldn't want to take a blow dryer to something that has all these puddles because they would go everywhere. Okay, so here comes the heat gun. Now, normally, if I was not on a time crunch, I could just wait and let it dry and then come back. But since I'm challenging myself to do this in 10 minutes or less, I am going to do this to speed up that drying process. The heat gun that I am using today, it's a Ranger heated craft tool. Most of this is dry on the hydrangea. There's just a little bit that I see. Most of the greenery is. All right, so we're about to work back into the hydrangea with some more purples and pinks. Now this style, as you can see, it's loose, meaning we are not drawing every petal. We are doing lots of loose curves like C's and backward C's. That's the easiest way to explain it. Now sometimes I veer off and don't just do a C and a backward C. Sometimes I just kind of am scribbling, but I'm definitely in that curvy motion. I'm not doing any straight line anything. So I'll do a little bit up here. Most of our dark purple, we are going to concentrate kind of in this bottom right underneath area. You want there to be a good amount of contrast. You want there to be darks up here and a little bit lighter at the top. I'm gonna get this other kind of purpley pink. I'm really just having fun. Having fun. You can't take yourself too terribly seriously whenever you are trying to do something in 10 minutes. The goal is not perfection here. The goal is to just work in some creativity. Art has been proven to, lessen stress and anxiety. We call it having peace and play, and that's what it is. And so we are not trying for perfection, okay? Just peace and play. And it's very playful to do lots of little scribblies. All right, I also want this bottom part, there's still not as much contrast as I want. So I'm going to mix a little bit of blue and purple over here to get a little bit of a darker purple. And sometimes if it looks too much down here, you've got to kind of throw just a little bit in other areas. All right, since this is mostly dry, I'm going to go to a darker green and do just a little bit of kind of a little bit of a definition, not a ton. Some of this is still wet, so I can't get too much in there. All right, so I think I'm pretty good. I'm going to do this one more blow dry, and then I'm going to come back in and add this looseness in the back. Now you could leave it like this, but I like a little bit of that loose look. So it looks like I've got about 2 minutes, so I'm pushing it just a little bit. I'm going to hurry. This does not have to be completely dry for this next step. All right. Let me put this under a paper towel. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to that bigger brush. I'm going to just kind of add water first, and then just a little bit of this color. I don't want it to be too much, and then kind of touch that as well. Again, you might not like this effect. I think it just makes everything look a little more loose, little more kind of just romantic. I like it. Just getting a little bit of color, not a lot of color, just a little bit of color. And then I'm kind of touching that too. Get a little bit of the blue. Whoop, that's way too dark. No fear. I'm just going to dab it with a paper towel. That's the great thing about watercolor. You can grab it if you need to. Oh goodness, we are getting low on time. Hang tight. Let me get a little bit of this pink. A little bit down here. Oh, that's nice. Some of that just ran naturally. And if you wanted to throw a few splatters in, you might could. It's with it being wet, they're just going to kind of get that in the background. But there you go, y'all. I need this to dry a bit, but there we did it. My timer has not gone off yet. And so there we have it, a fun, quick hydrangea in 10 minutes or less. And we did it. We did it in 10 minutes or less. So y'all remember, we do this partly to encourage you to pick up some paint, some paintbrush. Even if it takes you a little more than 10 minutes, it doesn't have to take too long. So many times we hear people say, I want to create, but I don't have time. Well, you've got 10 minutes, okay? So if we can do it, you can do it. So pick up your supplies, create with us. And remember, since we did it, one of you is going to be a winner. All you have to do is make sure that you are subscribed to this channel. Make sure you like this video and leave us a comment, and one lucky winner will get a fun little happy in the mail. All right, y'all. See ya.